Welcome to Sunday Morning Alive. I'm your host, Devin Destrada, here this week with Kayla Frazier, and these are the stories that we think are important. Last week marked the 19th birthday of quasi-WCCer Courtney Windrow. There have been varied reports on what she received for this big occasion. Reports from the Windrow house are that she received 36 litter boxes and a lifetime supply of catnip. Randy Roberts has always been known as a different kind of guy. However, a picture has surfaced over the last week to insinuate that we might have never known the extent of his uniqueness. Take a look. Perhaps we need to have a talk with Brenda.
Last week, we reported that WCC would be looking into arranging its first ever intervention. The subject of this intervention would be Nathan Haley and his recent barrage of random and sometimes awkward Facebook postings. However, since that episode ran last week, things have gotten better. Until last night when this was posted. I'm not really sure what to do. If you have suggestions, please send them in. And if anyone sees Courtney Windrow, tell her we found her cat. Last week, Mike Ferguson rocked the young minds of WCC when he told them the true origin of Easter. He brought up the birds and the bees and even rocked out the F word, fertility. After bringing all this up, he told the kids to go home and ask their parents for more details. In other news, it was reported that Mike loves to amp kids up on coffee while their parents aren't looking and tell them that Santa Claus... And now for the top 5 social media moments, here's Kara and Caroline.
I'm Kara.
And I'm Caroline.
And this is this week's Top 5.
Courtney Windrow tweeted about getting locked out of her room. Normally, this wouldn't be an issue. However, her spare key just had to be in her room.
Caroline keeps tweeting about how she's the happiest girl in the world. Why is that, Caroline?
When did I say that?
Certain boy.
When did I say that?
All the time.
Anyways, I think it's time for Mike Ferguson to get a new job. Apparently, the coffee tastes like grilled hot dogs. What is Starbucks... Wait, why is it Starbucks?
Because it's waiting for the Starbucks coffee.
Does he work?
Because they have everything.
I'm really
You
confused.
just read it. Anyways, Kayla Frazier tweeted about how someone tried to order a lemon grapeberry slush from Sonic the other night. What is that? Is that even real?
Nathan Haley has let Facebook know how disappointed he is that the frost got his peppers and tomatoes. Here's a tip, Nathan. Don't plant before May.
And that's it for this week.
Last week, we showed you an old picture of a WCCer. Those who guessed it was Randy Roberts, give yourself a gold star. If you guessed wrong, here's your chance at redemption. Take a look at this week's Old Photo of the Week. Our good friend and former WCCer, Staley Brent, had a surgery last week. The exact nature of the surgery is a bit of a mystery. However, shortly after the surgery, he was reported to be watching his favorite movie, Cars 2. So all is right with the world. We hope you're doing well, Staley. And now with an update on the imminent end of times, here's T-Minus Rapture with Linus Thatcher.
Jack! You're, wake up. You're eating the low-hanging fruit.
Oh.
I told you not to.
Oh. Not today.
The balances of facial hair at WCC was thrown for a loop last week. A longtime facial hair stalwart of our fair group decided he needed a change. As a result, what used to be a well-manicured goatee has been transformed, and no one was more shocked than this anchor when Mike Gregory strutted in last week sporting a New Age soul patch. On a scale of 1 to Champa, Gregory has notched a remarkable 9 out of 10.
Last week was Easter, and shortly after everyone had celebrated by eating chocolate and finding as many Easter eggs as they could, Mark Willoughby proceeded to build upon Fergie's childhood-ravaging expedition. He did so by finding and stealing the Easter Bunny. Visual evidence has been supplied via Facebook. Go there for more info. And tune in next week as he captures Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the Little Drummer Boy.
And now is sports. The last few weeks have been rather embarrassing for the University of Arkansas. Their coach was found on the side of the road with broken ribs and a serious facial laceration after a motorcycle wreck. Pictures have surfaced over the course of the last week that have us wondering about the motorcycle safety of some of our WCCers. Take a look. The Masters was played last weekend. Tiger was out and Phil had a tough day. Rory McIlroy and Lee Westwood also both had off days. As a result, up-and-coming golfer named Bubba Watson won. Bubba? Seriously? This is supposed to be the most prestigious golf club in the world, and Bubba from Baghdad wins? What's next? Daryl, and his other brother Daryl winning the Masters? Grant received major news this week that issued a devastating blow to his sporting career. He reported via Twitter, "Nothing is more devastating than your doctor telling you you're done growing. Hashtag no hope." It's okay, Grant. Welcome to the club of the vertically challenged. Grant, I also want to introduce you to professional athlete and longtime NBA player Muggsy Bogues. There is hope. And for those of you anxiously awaiting the answer to last week's trivia question, who am I? I used to play lead guitar in a college church band. The answer, Mike Ferguson. Next week, tune in for the answer to this. I once kayaked 36 miles in an 8-hour period. That's it for this week. We're Kayla and Devin, and we'll see you next time.
Only 12, she was given the world with every chance to excel. Hang with the boys and hear the stories they tell. She might act kind of.
I'm Kara,
And I'm Caroline.
and this is this week's top 5.
Courtney tweet. Should I say Courtney Windrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Restart. I'm Kara,
And I'm Caroline.
and this is this week's top 5.
Courtney Windrow tweeted about getting a look at her.
In the world.
And now with sports.
A little quick there on the one.
Pew, gone.
Last week was Easter, and shortly after everyone had celebrated by eating chocolate and finding many eggs.
And now with sports, this last few weeks has been rather embarrassing for the wow.
It wasn't even Caroline's fault this time.
One.
I'm Kara,
And I'm Caroline.
and this is this week's top 5.
Courtney tweeted. Gosh. Okay. Sorry.
Two.
Hang on.